Hey my beautiful fireflies, welcome back to the Illuminated Life. Take a deep breath with me before we start, because the energy that came through for the collective today is intense, but it's also healing, it's real, it's validating. So I asked Spirit, what does the collective need to know right now? And right away, the overall energy under the deck was the Two of Pentacles and fireflies. That already tells me everything. Because the Two of Pentacles is that life feeling like a juggling act. It's you trying to keep all the balls in the air at the same time. Your emotions, your responsibilities, your finances, your healing, your relationships, your body, your mental load, your spiritual awakening, and you're trying to act like you're fine. This card is literally, I'm managing, but I'm barely managing. And I feel like the collective is tired of having to be strong all the time. This is the energy of waking up and immediately your brain is doing math. How am I going to pay that? How am I going to handle that? How am I going to get through today? And you're still showing up anyway. So Spirit is starting this message by saying, I see you. Now the first card out was the Five of Cups, and it came out with the Seven of Cups. And then we had the Three of Wands sitting under that energy. Let's talk about that. The Five of Cups is grief, not just sadness. Grief. This is mourning something that didn't work out the way you thought it would. It's disappointment, it's regret, it's I really believed in that. And the Seven of Cups next to it is emotional confusion. Like you don't even know what you want anymore because you got disappointed so many times. It's the fog, it's the I don't know what to choose, I don't know what's real, I don't know what's next, I don't know if I'm supposed to keep trying or let go. So the collective has been grieving and confused at the same time. And let me make this super real with an example. This is like when you put years into a relationship, or years into a dream, or years into building a life, and then something happens that cracks it open. And suddenly you're sitting there like, wait, was I loving a potential? Was I loving an illusion? Was I working for something that wasn't even stable? And you feel dumb for believing, but you weren't dumb. You were devoted, you were loyal, you had hope. And Spirit is saying the grief you're feeling is proof that you really tried. Now that Three of Wands underneath is important, because Three of Wands is future expansion, but it's also distance. It's that feeling of looking out at the ocean, like, okay, I know there's more for me, I just don't know how I'm getting there. This is the collective standing at the edge of a new life, but not having the map yet. And I need you to hear this. Just because you can't see the path yet doesn't mean it's not forming. Now, the next energy was Temperance, and the Nine of Wands was peeking from under the deck. Temperance is healing, balance, integration. This is the angel coming in saying, we're going to stabilize you. But the Nine of Wands is the exhausted survivor. That's you, like, okay, I'm trying to heal, but I'm still in fight or flight. I'm trying to be soft, but I don't feel safe yet. I'm trying to forgive, but I'm still mad. I'm trying to move forward, but I keep looking back to make sure it doesn't happen again. Nine of Wands is guarded. It's the person who has been through it. And Temperance is Spirit saying, yes, and you're learning how to be whole again. So this part of the message is for the collective that keeps saying, why am I not over it yet? Why am I still triggered? Why do I still feel anxious? Why do I still feel like I can't relax? Because you've been living in survival. So your nervous system is still trained to expect something to go wrong. Here's a real life example. This is like when you're rebuilding after losing stability, and even when a good day happens, you can't fully enjoy it because you're waiting for the next shoe to drop. You're sitting there like, okay, this is good, but for how long? That's Nine of Wands. Temperance says, the good news is you are healing, but your healing is not going to look like a light switch. It's going to look like little moments of peace more often. It's going to look like you catching yourself before you spiral. It's going to look like you choosing rest without guilt. It's going to look like you setting boundaries and not apologizing. Then we have King of Pentacles that came out with death, and the Hermit was on the bottom. Fireflies. This is major. The King of Pentacles is the archetype of stability. It's security, foundation, provider energy, long-term structure. So when the King of Pentacles shows up in a collective reading, it often points to money, home, security, identity, stability, the adulting part of life. Then death comes out with it. That means something about your stability has ended or is ending. And I don't mean you're doomed, I mean your old foundation is being replaced. And the Hermit underneath says this is a deep internal transformation. You are pulling your energy back. You are reevaluating your life. You are rebuilding quietly. So this can show up like the end of a marriage that used to define your life. The end of a business or job path you thought would be your forever. The end of a living situation that felt like a foundation. The end of a version of you who was always the one holding it all together. This is the collective realizing, I cannot keep building my life on something that isn't solid. And here's a personal style example you can use, because I know this energy well. This is like when you build a whole life around a shared dream, like building something with someone, investing years, investing love, investing effort, and then it collapses. And not only are you grieving the loss, you're grieving the version of you that believed it was safe. That's why it hits so deep, because you're not just losing a thing, you're losing your sense of safety. And the Hermit says the collective is rebuilding their safety from within now. No more outsourcing safety to a person, a paycheck, a title, a relationship, a dream. Now it's, I'm going to become my own foundation. Then we got the Tower with 4 of Pentacles and 2 of Wands on the bottom. This is the shake-up portion of the reading. Tower is disruption, truth, collapse of false stability. 4 of Pentacles is clinging. 2 of Wands is future choice. So this is Spirit saying, some of you were holding on to something because it was familiar, not because it was aligned. And the Tower came in like a divine eviction notice, not to punish you, but to free you. Because you were gripping the old life so tight that you couldn't receive the new one. Real life example. This is like when you stay in a situation because it's what you know, even if it makes you anxious, even if it makes you feel small, even if you're not respected, even if you don't feel emotionally safe, but you stay because you think stability is better than uncertainty. And Spirit is like number. Stability that costs you your soul is not stability. So something breaks, a truth comes out, a plan falls apart, a person reveals themselves, a financial situation forces a change, and it feels like your world is falling down. But really, the Tower was saving you from wasting more years. Then we got 6 of Wands, with 7 of Wands and 2 of Swords on the bottom. This is the rebuild. 6 of Wands is success, victory, recognition, confidence returning. 7 of Wands is boundaries, standing your ground, self-respect. 2 of Swords is indecision, fear of choosing, trying not to look at the full truth. So this is the collective starting to win again, but still shaking a little, still unsure, still hesitant to trust themselves. It's like, I'm finally doing better, but I don't fully believe it yet. I'm finally standing up for myself, but part of me still feels guilty. I'm finally saying no, but my nervous system still feels like I'm going to get punished for it. That's the 2 of Swords, because you're learning how to choose yourself. Here's a personal style example. Tambasay. This is like when you finally start rebuilding your life. You're making moves, you're healing, you're leveling up, and then your old life tries to pull you back. Old people, old patterns, old guilt, and you have to stand your ground. 7 of Wands says, defend your new reality. Don't let anyone talk you out of your healing. Don't let anyone shame you for changing. Don't let anyone guilt you into being who you used to be. 6 of Wands says you are going to have a comeback, even if right now it's quiet, even if it's small steps, even if it's just you getting through the day without breaking down. That is a victory. Then the last card that fell out was Judgment, with 6 of Pentacles on the bottom. Judgment is awakening, a life review, a calling, a reckoning. It's the moment where you realize, I can't live like that anymore. I can't keep accepting less than I deserve. I can't keep pouring into situations that don't pour back into me. I can't keep betraying myself to keep peace. And 6 of Pentacles is equal exchange, reciprocity, fairness, balance. So the collective is stepping into a karmic rebalancing season. This is where the universe starts correcting things, where one-sided relationships get exposed, where people who were taking too much lose access to you, where you stop overgiving, where you stop accepting crumbs, where you stop being the only one trying. And that is a spiritual upgrade. This is the part where spirit is like, you're not just healing, you're leveling. You're not just leaving a situation, you're graduating from a timeline. So fireflies, the entire message of this reading is, you are not lost. You are in the space between what broke and what's being rebuilt. And yes, it's uncomfortable because you're grieving, you're tired, you're confused, and you're still trying to hold life together. But you are being guided, you are being tempered, you are being rebuilt, you are being called into equal exchange and a higher life. So if you're sitting there wondering, why did it have to fall apart? Why me? Why now? The answer is because you're ready for a life that matches your worth, and your old life couldn't hold that. So here's the channeled closing message. What collapsed was not your destiny. What collapsed was the version of your life that was built on survival, fear, and attachment. What's coming is a foundation built on self-respect, truth, stability, and alignment. And you're not behind. You're not broken. You're becoming. If this resonated, comment a firefly emoji or tell me what part hit the hardest. And if you want more collective readings like this, subscribe and join our little community. I love you, fireflies, and I'll see you in the next one.